Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
Guess what? Star Wars just became a reality in China. Chinese researchers claim to have created an artificial intelligence or AI system that appears to have learned the art of deception in a simulated space combat, according to a story from the Hong Kong-based South China Morning Post. This is the latest instance of AI being used in space. Want all the details? Then watch till the end, and don't forget to subscribe as well. In a simulated space conflict, a Chinese research team claimed that an anti-satellite artificial intelligence system has mastered the art of deceit. In the experiment, an artificial intelligence or AI repeatedly ordered 3 tiny satellites to approach and capture a valuable target. Eventually, the target spacecraft picked up on the impending danger and activated its strong thrusters to flee the pursuer. But after the AI instructed the 3 hunters to divert from their original course, seemingly giving up the hunt, it was eventually tricked into falling into a trap. Then one of the hunting satellites abruptly altered its path and launched a capturing tool from a range of less than 10 meters or 33 feet. In a study that was published in the domestic peer-reviewed journal Aerospace Shanghai on April 25th, main researcher Dang Zhaohe, professor of astronautics from Northwestern Polytechnical University in Xi'an, declared this is magnificent. Going after a big orbital target wasn't as simple as most people imagine. According to Dang and his colleagues, the target was assumed to be slow, dumb, and blind in the majority of earlier investigations, which approached the pursuit as a mathematical optimization issue. But in reality, strong nations deployed monitoring networks, early warning systems, and AI to secure their satellites, which can also be done to defend other space assets. In the new kind of space battle, Dang and his Shanghai Institute of Aerospace System Engineering colleagues envisioned, where AI will be in control of both the targets and the hunters, there would be no place for humans. The experimenters left artificial intelligence to regularly play the game of pursuit and evasion without any help from them. An AI critic assessed the results at the conclusion of each round, awarding points and deducting points. Penalties were incurred by the hunters, but benefits were received by their prey, such as when they used more fuel, traveled too far, or collided with a teammate. In the first 10,000 training rounds, both sides underperformed with a considerably greater number of penalties than awards, according to the study. After roughly 20,000 rounds, the hunting satellites were able to acquire an advantageous position because they were able to learn more quickly, possibly because they worked as a collective, according to Dang. However, as time went on, the targeted satellite learned the hunters' basic strategies and improved at dodging their pursuit. The hunting AI changed the rules of the game after suffering numerous losses by devising much more cunning strategies that greatly enhanced the likelihood of successful capture. These strategies included cooperation, forward planning, and deception. No space for mistakes was left in the target after more than 220,000 training rounds, according to Dang's team. Some experts have cautioned that artificial intelligence had made space a more perilous environment. In a paper that was published in the Chinese language journal of International Security Studies in May, Kai Kuihong, an associate professor of international relations at Fudan University, and her co-authors predicted that the application of artificial intelligence in space will have a disruptive impact on global strategic stability. AI can improve the effectiveness, destructiveness, and traceability of anti-satellite weapons, raising the possibility that some nations will launch a preemptive assault. She went on to say that attacking satellites, especially early warning satellites, is commonly considered as a precursor to nuclear war, and demanded that the international community create regulations to control artificial intelligence activity in space. The South China Morning Post claims that experts believe the intricacy of a significant spaceflight would be so great that it would be beyond the capabilities of both the human brain and certain extremely potent algorithms. Finding the proper AI to operate the motherboard and CubeSats, according to the study, will have great economic and military value. The work was published in the peer-reviewed journal Chinese Space Science and Technology. A few months later, the paper claims Chinese and American satellites engaged in a game of geostationary orbit cat and mouse. Zhang Xin, who oversaw research into the deadly swarms, claimed that utilizing highly developed AI algorithms that instruct the drones when and how to attack, CubeSats may be deployed to monitor and protect against attack by rogue forces in space. The multi-round greedy search approach, as it's known by researchers, may direct up to 4 motherboards to attack 9 hostile targets in less than a day. When put to the test, the program was 227 times faster than a generic method, which took more than 3 hours at instructing CubeSats to destroy enemy targets. The swarms can engage in combat for a longer period of time because it's also incredibly effective and can calculate paths that use the least amount of fuel and energy. Professor Zhang stated, "In the future, we will incorporate randomization into the search strategy to get over the greedy algorithm's constraints and achieve global optimal outcomes." Beijing recently asserted that it had created an anti-satellite AI system that had mastered deception. In a lethal system trial, 3 tiny satellites were used to approach and capture a valuable target, and the practice was repeated thousands of times, according to the Morning Post. In a terrifying first, China has also launched a mothership AI drone capable of conducting operations and maybe launching military attacks on its own. The Chinese claim the ship is intended for maritime research, but there are already concerns that it could be used to launch assaults against the US Navy and other enemies. According to reports, the Zhu Haiyun can go at high speeds of 20 miles per hour and can accommodate about 50 aerial, surface, and underwater drones. Experts have since issued a warning that future drone warfare may resemble a scene from Star Wars. In order to reach military parity with the US by 2049, Beijing has made significant investments in drone warfare during the previous 10 years. Liking this video so far? Then go like, share, and subscribe now. Chinese experts demanded the creation of anti-satellite weapons in March in order to counter Elon Musk's SpaceX Starlink satellite internet constellation, claiming the broadband system's possible military applications and threat to China's national security. 2 SpaceX Starlink satellites had reportedly flown perilously close to China's Chang'e space station, causing it to take evasive action. China brought this to the attention of the UN. The nation must develop the capability to disable or destroy the satellites if they endanger its security, according to military researchers. According to the researchers, a global rule is required to govern AI activity in space. In order to render some Starlink satellites inoperable and disable the constellation's management system, the researchers recommended combining soft and hard kill techniques. They also speculated that military payloads might be launched concurrently with Starlink satellites, which would necessitate China upgrading its current space surveillance systems to capture ultra-high-resolution images to spot any odd features on the satellites. The same month, Chinese researchers presented a cutting-edge AI technology that turns inexpensive commercial imaging satellites into effective spying tools. This cutting-edge AI may enhance the capacity of China's commercial imaging satellites to monitor Starlink satellites for novel traits indicating potential military use. As part of its demonstration rocket for Agile Cislunar Operations Program, the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency in April awarded several contracts to General Atomics, Lockheed Martin, and Blue Origin for the development of a satellite nuclear propulsion system for low Earth orbit demonstrations in 2025. Nuclear propulsion would offer U.S. satellites the capacity to effectively maneuver combat in space, enhancing their flexibility for both offensive and defensive missions and increasing their survivability over Chinese or Russian anti-satellite missiles. For use on its satellites, China has also been developing directed energy weapons, including solid-state lasers and ultra-high power microwaves. Instead of using kinetic force, these weapons use concentrated electromagnetic energy to disable, damage, or even destroy hostile facilities, equipment, and/or personnel. Additionally, they have a number of advantageous qualities, including rapid engagement, a high shot capacity limited only by electrical power availability, high intercept difficulty, precise aiming, and low cost per shot. Chinese scientists have created a brand new kind of relativistic klystron amplifier, a high-power microwave source that can be used both offensively to destroy the electronics of adversary satellites and defensively to absorb high-power microwaves before they can do any harm. Another example of such a weapon is a solid-state laser that can be mounted on a spacecraft and produces a megawatt of laser light while firing 100 times per second for 30 seconds without overheating in space. Such a laser has the power to blind satellites permanently or to dazzle their cameras. According to test results, the device produced a beam that lasted barely 5 nanoseconds but was potent enough to render people permanently blind or evaporate target surfaces. However, the prospect of flash wars, including automatically attacking and self-replicating cyber weapons, may be the genuine threat posed by space-based autonomous weapons. When one autonomous system reacts with another in an uncontrollable chain reaction of escalation, This accelerated operation could potentially result in chain responses that are not desirable. And that's all for this video. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, share, and subscribe for more such exciting content.